What's good YouTube, and welcome to the house. It's been a little while since we got something in the P.O. box sent in by Noble Chaos, a fellow YouTuber, so I just wanted to kick off Market Watch, opening that on up and seeing what it was. So I see there is a note there and also a card, which, ooh, that is a really cool field center. He sent me a field center, and there is something even cooler on the back. There's a dragoon attached. Let's go ahead and read the note. Thanks for everything you do, John. Not many big YouTubers take the time to talk to smaller creators and fans like you do, and I greatly appreciate that. I always look forward to your streams and advice, man. I low-key almost put a secret Mystic Mine in as well. Smile, wink. Hope you enjoy Dragoon in the Field Center. Austin, aka Noble Chaos. Dude, the Field Center, that manga style behind that's really awesome. And thanks for the Dragoon too. Now I don't have to personally go out and get one. And if you thought I was gonna go ahead and show off things I was getting without giving something away, all you gotta do to enter this giveaway is like this video, be a subscriber because I'm not gonna give it to somebody who isn't supporting, and I'm going to give away Stay Classy's brand new Ray Field Center, which has this new metal technology they're testing out that turned out amazing. Everyone who's got it in, I've only heard good things about how they like it. So this will go to one person who likes this video, is a subscriber, and comments down below what set did you enjoy most that was released this year / are looking forward to? What is your favorite set released in 2020 or is going to be released in 2020? That being said, let's get into today's Market Watch, starting with Rise of the Duelist and some moves that are happening here. Triple Tactics talent is still around the $95 mark, with a couple of more people starting to cut under each other, but still sticking pretty firm to there and lining up. You see sales rates, but you also see newer listers. What's moving though, and vying for that top spot once again, is Forbidden Droplet. While it says $81 on the front page, it's actually $85 if you're shopping, and even the motivated sellers are there, and then it starts to go up. But the front page is full of those listings, all single, no multiples, and people tend to go after this card as a playset. My thought here is this: Forbidden Droplet is a very good card in the you can't respond, it's a Dragoon out, while Triple Tactics talent shines in this metagame because Gamma is so active, and it's a going first or second card, whereas Droplet really feels like more of a going second card to break a board, but still has its uses when you are going first, being able to set it and take care of your opponent's stuff. The rest of the movement in Rise, it's here or there, and the Nadir Servant's been bouncing between 60, 65, 70. It keeps like basically like a ping pong ball, just going up, down, everywhere around, and yeah, it's pretty solid at 65 with how many listings are there. The reason why we're seeing a lot of these price spikes maybe be a little more permanent though moving forward is the sealed product for Rise of the Duelist has risen up. We've seen some issues with that in the community, and it's towards $95 a box now, where it was $80 just like a week or two ago, and people are just buying this on up. We know we are not getting, like, well, we don't know when or where we'll get an unlimited printing of Rise, but right now we know Konami has stopped doing special editions, so for this and Eternity Code, we don't know when we'll get a price equivalent or unlimited versions of these cards and how and if it will be worth it to open that product. Konami's in the lab trying to science that one up. Trip Tactics talent trying to surpass Ecclesia in price. Has it done it? Where are the lowest ones? Yes, it has done it, lapped it by $100, and you'll probably see it move on over once actual further sales rates are happening. There's a lot of movement in this set, a lot of penny stonks to be had. I mentioned Artillery Catapult Turtle for the upcoming Thunder Arm Dragons that will be appearing soon, and man, there's just so much going on in both the lower and top region of the set to pay attention to. Legendary Duelist Rage of Ra has pre-sale prices up on TCG Player, and this is the one time I tell you not to use my TCG Player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Wait for competition. Wait for other pre-sellers. Wait for more listings on TCG Player. Just having 2 to 1 to none, of course, sellers on cards means these are not competitive prices for what the cards are. Will Egyptian God Slime be $100? Probably not, but I do project that it's probably the highest single after the Ghost Rare Raw. We'll wait for ratios on that. And that's another number one asked question with this set. What will the price for Ghost Rare Raw be? We don't know till ratios. Will it be 4 per case? Will it be 1 every other cases chase cards have been? Will it be 1 per case? We don't know the ratio, and until that, we can't project a price for that card versus how much of this is going to be open. I do think Egyptian God Slime will be number 2. I think number 3 will be the Altar Art Ultra Rare of Ra, which is making its way into this set as well, and then we'll see where things stack from there. If you're shopping sealed right now, YBM does have this with code What's Good 5 for pretty much the cheapest on the market versus everywhere listed, but going individual boxes, you're going to be shopping around and trying to find where the best bang for your buck is. If I'm going in on cases, I'm keeping that case sealed and waiting to sell it later rather than ripping it open, unless you see that ratios for the Ghost Rare versus the price versus estimated value is very worth it, and I don't think it will be. Coming up on Dual Overload, I just wanted to point out we still don't have an unlimited Dual Overload yet. We got unlimited Dual Power, but we haven't seen this. Quantities are almost completely gone for Infinite Impermanence. We see Verte Anaconda sitting at 28, really chilling where it's at, and that's because Dragoon is so high in price, and that means the other parts of the engine aren't likely to spike further. Halki Fibrax, kind of just taken a chill pill at 28 after Banlist fears. It didn't respike after the no ban, and Union Carrier just disgustingly cheap for the card that it is. So Lean actually rising up towards that price with a lot of decks teching her, and then almost every copy of Levineer except the ulti's been creeping up, which leads me to think the ultimate rare might be something to buy sooner than later. Then you're in penny stonk heaven with a lot of the set. Aurora Dawn did not get hit, and it's pretty low for what it is. You have Ultra Signet Mining's pretty darn cheap, and you have the super rares coming out now that are somewhat high in demand, and just so many cards like Lib, I'm seeing it played in certain Orcus decks. I'm like, I hadn't seen that card in a while, and I hadn't seen a Lib go into Unicorn double bounce, and I'm just like, wait, this card is still under $2. That is such a deal. So I would be looking for penny stocks through this and Battles of Legend. Coming up on Dragons of Legend, I know I'm going through the products of the year as if that's the topic earlier for Market Watch. Toon Kingdom is under $10. Crab Rave for everything but the gold ultra rare, proving that people do like the original look rather than the colored rares that are the gimmick of this set. That's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? The gimmick? No thanks. I'll take what I'm used to. I'll take the regular Ultra. Xy's import falls from $7 down to $4 with actual copies there. Eye of Timaeus is rising up. And then, again, you feel like you're in penny stonk heaven like this. Could easily be $5 in the future for a hollow foiled version. You have original cards to the set that could get some hype, especially with Jinza's support coming out in Rage of Ra, and people not really creeping on this one yet. You have so many cards with the potential to rise over time, and then Waifu Tax really coming in clutch there. When we look over at Battles of Legend, not the most movement. Invocation chilling at 25 with low copies. You have Chaos Emperor just under 30, but I want to point out again that term penny stock. Oh, fan favorite O-line, by the way. Thanks, that was great writing, Konami. Fan favorite O-line. But Fire Flint Lady, easily accessible. You have Cross Sheep in its hollow form, down under $2. But do remember, towards next year's Megatins, you could see another hollow upgrade of Cross Sheep? Question mark. So you do have a timer clock if you're trying to heavy invest in this, but stuff like Sanctum that you could just easily see $15 playsets, $10 playsets of in the future being so freaking cheap right now when this has come up time and time again. Well, you do have Dagda now for the engine to avoid that. Like in Fluffles, I don't play Sanctum. So there's wraparound Sanctum now. You have a question mark on that being a penny stock, but I still think it's really good. And not every deck's going to want to go up into Dagda and then have the ability to pop their own card versus flipping a card and also having the engine with Trap Trick. We're getting way too technical into meta theory versus market theory, though. There's a lot of low price cards with the ability to go up. Here is my point. Starlight Safebird has gone up in price. It's nearing that $5 point, and you have a couple motivated sellers just under that. Do remember that this is up for reprint in the Dragoonity structure deck because it appears there in the OCG. Do not forget that, but you also have time being value. You can play this all the way up till then in remote duels, and Dragon Link is a very serious deck that's getting a lot of attention right now, and with that, this will still be a hollow version versus what's likely a common version in the structure deck, but the common version will bleed value if this continues to go up and stay around the $5 mark, so just pay attention to that. Also going up, Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres is towards $7-8 very quickly. Actually, are the lowest 8 now? Yeah, the lowest are 8 for Near Mints Plus. Again, Dragon Link, just an amazing deck, and also people looking at the Dragon Maids. World Legacy Guard Dragon, I think this is fine to keep at this price. It's also up for reprint in the Dragoon and Structure deck, but this is by far the highest rarity version of it. I think it'll be a solid 5 over time, even with another reprint for accessibility. It's nice to see this card in this rarity, and it looks really good. Eternity Code is in the same boat as Rise of the Duelist. We don't know when or where we will get unlimited printings, and prices are going up for this, but the product is not. The product's been pretty stable at 75 for a while, but there's not the most listings of it left. You see that Gearsu has a pretty good price on him now after the Orcus type. Animador Archosaur coming in at number 2 in the set now instead of number 4. And then Access Code Talker at 70. Chamber Dragon Maid also went up after I shouted it out with the Dragon Maid price spikes that were going. It was already on its way up, and it's gone up further. And Link Ross being the same price as that, though, really let that sink in with waifu tax and hype. Link Ross, the generic engine that almost everybody is choosing to play, while it's an ultra rare and you choose one of it, is the same price as an enabler. Remember Masquerena being like a $40 ultra, although it was the top of the set of a very thirsty for value set? This is a 20 versus 20. Waifu tax, am I right, boys? But Dragon Maid's getting a lot of look now, and with the rest of the set, it falls out cheap thanks to the top heaviness. And finally, I just wanted to point out how bad it's getting for collector rares with Toon Chaos. If you think collector rares and Genesis Impact are the freest of value, it's gonna be nice, they're all gonna be first ed that we're gonna be eating good, just consider how bad unlimited collector rares is, and, well, how bad unlimited collector rares are getting, and on top of that, you're going to inject 15 more collector rares into the collector rare market. The lower ends are not going to do so hot. I don't think you're going to recapture lightning in a bottle. I don't think the worst collector rare for first edition while it sits is going to stay at 80. You're going to see some real big fallouts even on first editions. And where is the lowest first ed now? Under 40. Just consider that moving forward. Fire Warrior is also going up just a little bit. You see Immortal Phoenix up here towards $20 market price, and this has been fluxing. It's realistically around 25 for near mint, and that's kind of its bottom chill point. But Fire Warrior, the Infernoble Knights, everything going along with that. I almost said Ignites. You caught me. When it comes to this deck, it's solid. It is good that you did not get Hand Grenade getting taken care of in any form. While the Synchro engine had to adapt a little and you get a tiny bit brickier, it's still popping off on the same level it feels like it was. So do consider, like, the tier 1.5. You got the Infernoble Knights, you have Dragon Link, you have so many good decks, you have Orcus, is it tier 2 or 1.5? Like, the meta is figuring itself out right now, but it's crazy on the market, and the ban list has people spending their money, prices going up versus their market prices, and crazy things happening, even with all the core sets going around. Again, thank you to Noble Chaos for sending in that Dragoon. You totally didn't have to, man. He told me he had an extra, so I kind of expected that. I did not expect the really cool Field Center, though. And if you want to win the Ray Field Center from me, like the video, be a subscriber, and tell me your favorite set, doesn't have to be a core set, from this year or upcoming set that will release in 2020. You gotta be a public subscriber, though. I gotta be able to tell you're supporting the channel, guys.